All right, am I live? There we go. I think I'm live now. Right? Okay, all right. So now we're streaming. I believe that we're live now. Right? Are we live? Okay, yeah, we're live now. There we go. Finally. Okay. There we go. Now why am I hearing myself echo? Testing. There we go. That's why. No? Because that's why. Okay. All right. Now I can finally hear myself. There we go. Okay. Hi. What's going on? What's going on? How we all doing, guys? All right, so we're gonna go live now to the game. I apologize for all the technical difficulties that I was having. Kinda that was kinda tough. But it's working and we're up and running, so that makes me very happy. Now we're gonna go live here. I'm having some issues with this internet now, which is kind of annoying. If I have to do this, I'll go to the TV, but I don't really want to go to the TV. But let's see. Ugh, okay. We have one person viewing on this channel. I wonder what that is. Is that me? I guess it's me. Uh, okay, so we have 4 active. Okay. So let's just do this. Wait a sec. So I'm sorry. Hi everybody. I hope you're all doing well. I'm using like this new platform. It's called Restream.io, and basically what it does is it takes, like, if you wanted to go live on YouTube, on Twitter, on on all these other platforms, like if you wanted to just do like a few platforms and you wanted to go live on all of those rather than just like doing that all individually, this website, this platform allows you to do that, allows you to stream from multiple platforms at once. So that's why I'm kind of just playing around with this just to see if this works. So just bear with me for a second. I really do apologize. A lot of new things. A lot of new things. Okay. So now I hear myself echo. Okay. So that means it's working. All right. So let's get to this game, shall we? One sip of water. Let me know if my audio quality sounds good, because that would be really nice too. All right. Sixers up 15-8 with 5 minutes and 2 seconds to go. Tobias Harris went up with a shot, and it was called for goaltending. So the Sixers starting lineup for tonight, as they have PJ Tucker, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid, James Harden, and DeAnthony Melton. While the Raptors, have Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby, Fred VanVleet. They also have a another guy. His name is Kem Birch, or Kime Birch, and he's playing at the center position, and he's playing for Precious Achua. And the other guy that's now in their lineup as well for them at the point guard is Malachi Flynn. So 17-8 is the score, as the Sixers are up by 9. They're actually on a 9-0 run. There's a 3-point shot in the far corner. It's no good, and it's rebounded by Tobias Harris. Harden gets past half court, a pass to PJ Tucker from the wing, and he passes it to DeAnthony Melton in the far corner, and it's no good. VanVleet trying to take on the Sixers defense. I think that DeAnthony Melton got a piece of it, It's going to go back outside for a three-point shot by Siakam, and Embiid gobbles up the rebound, and he's hit by OG Anunoby, so there's going to be a foul on the play, and that'll be the second foul, I believe. The Sixers already have committed one foul in this game. Tobias Harris has scored 10 points, and he has actually got it going pretty early on. So he's been doing a pretty good job. He's 3 for 3, 2 for 2 from downtown, and he has 3 boards. So Embiid's going to the foul line as the Raptors are over the foul limit. Embiid coming into today, when you look at his foul shooting, he is shooting 85%. He has made 202 out of 228 foul shots. He's also shooting 34% from 3, and he has 24 steals, 32 blocks. Shake Milton now comes in the game as we talk. And Embiid also leading the league in points per game with 33. The second foul shot goes up, and it's in. So he missed the first free throw, and he knocks down the second one. So it's an 11-0 run for the Sixers within the last 3 minutes of this game. Siakam taking on Tobias Harris, goes up with it. He's fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2 free throws. Siakam did a nice job of just drawing up Tobias Harris, who got in to reach that ball. And Siakam just went up with a little bit of a baby hook, and now we'll go to the line. Okay. The first foul shot goes up, and it's in. Birch is now on the bench for the Raptors, and he'll come in just a few moments. Okay. There we go. That's better. And the second foul shot goes up, and it's in. So 19-10 is the score, as the Sixers are up by 9. Shake Milton comes in as he subs in for James Harden. Anthony Melton back to PJ Tucker. Tucker back to Melton at the top of the perimeter. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Milton now passes it to PJ Tucker on the corner, the near corner, and he takes a wide open 3-point shot. That was Shake Milton, and that shot's not going to count as it was a shot clock violation. Milton had the ball on the near wing, and he just passed it over to the wing, and PJ Tucker's like, no, like, I want you to take that. And he did. So it's 19-10 with 3:40 left to go. Fred VanVleet on the other side for the Raptors. VanVleet today has been struggling a little bit, but he finds the man inside, and that is going to be a big field goal by Birch, as he just gave it up to the big man, and it was an alley-oop pass. Milton, the Sixers are going to call timeout, and we'll be right back in just a few moments. Oh, man. Am I even going? Am I even rolling? I just want to know if I'm rolling. That's all I want to know. Okay, so it's delayed on here. It's delayed by a little bit. Okay. Alrighty. So it has to be rolling. It just has to be. Okay. All right. Now we have another person here. Okay, cool. What's going on? I wanted to know if this was working. Now, is there a way I could tell how many people are streaming from everywhere? Or is that just... Okay, yeah, one person on YouTube and one person on Twitch. Okay, cool. Nice. Awesome. And now that person left. All right, well, that's good to know. So that makes me feel a little bit better. Okay. Ugh. That definitely makes me feel a lot better. Once again, I apologize for the technical difficulties I was having. I'm Jason Joseph, in case you're just joining me. Um, what else do we have going on here? Ugh. Let's try to utilize these notes. There we go. Okay. So, there we go. Ugh. Ugh. Comments appear there. Okay. I guess I should probably make this a full screen. Okay. That's what I'll do. All right. It's a full screen. Milton gets the inbound as he will just drop it off inside to PJ Tucker. The ball almost gets loose and it's taken by Embiid at the foul line. And he goes up with a really weird shot. It back ironed off of the back of the rim. Siakam in transition goes up with the right hand. He's fouled by PJ Tucker, and it will look like that he's going to go to the line for two. The Sixers are actually in the bonus, so he will. There's 3:01 left here in the first quarter, and Siakam, who definitely has a lot of athleticism and agility, when you look at that shot, he can certainly do a lot. And the first foul shot by Siakam, it hits the front of the rim and then it dances around and it goes in. It really just hit the front and then it hit the back and then it just went in. So Matisse Thybulle now coming in for PJ Tucker. And Siakam will take his second foul shot in just a few seconds. 19-13 with 3:01 left to go. Sixers up by 6. And the second foul shot is up and in. The Raptors are on a 6-0 run within the last 1 minute. And here's Milton at the top of the key being guarded by Fred VanVleet, who has his hands up. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Now he'll give it to Melton. Melton inside to Embiid, and then Embiid ends up finding Matisse Thybulle. It was really Shake Milton who found him, and that three-point shot from the far corner was no good. Siakam backing down to Anthony Melton. Now there's an advantage here, taking advantage of the mismatch as he goes up and in, and he can't get that one to fall. And here's D'Anthony Melton, who tried to pass it inside to Matisse Thybulle near the baseline, and the ball got stolen away by the Raptors. Fred VanVleet now being guarded by Thybulle on the other side. 2:12 left to go. VanVleet on the far wing gets a screen set from Siakam. Gets past the screen. Now is being guarded by Niang, and he'll go up with a three-point shot from the near corner, and it's good. It was actually an assist. It looked like off of OG Anunoby, and now it's a 9-0 run for the Raptors. 2:20 left to go, or within the last 2 minutes, they've scored 9 points. Embiid with the shot goes up with it, and he can't get the friendly bounce. And Vliet on the other end, big three-point shot from the top of the key, no good, and it is swatted away by Pascal Siakam, and it gets rebounded, a long rebound by VanVleet. There's a shot that goes up, it's a baby hook, and it goes in. So now it's an 11-0 run, and just like that, as Malachi Flynn was able to knock that one in, it's an 11-0 run, and the Raptors are now tied up with the Sixers at 19 all. Niang for three on the near wing, it's good. George Niang with a beautiful stroke, and that puts the Sixers back up by 3. 1:06 left to go here in the first quarter. The Sixers have already committed 3 fouls, if I could speak today. Siakam handoff to Fred VanVleet. VanVleet gets the screen from Birch. And Van Vliet will dance around Embiid, and he'll go up with a big sky hook, and he'll just make it. He hit the front of the rim off of the right elbow, and it just bounced in after that. Milton back to Embiid, and Embiid back to Milton, and it was a bad pass. Give a lot of credit to Fred Van Vliet for coming in and making that great defensive play to just try to get Embiid off guard. And Embiid tried to pass it back out to Milton on the far wing, and it just got away from Milton, and it was nowhere near him. Ugh. Here's Fred Van Vliet. Gives it back to Siakam. Siakam inside. Goes up with the shot, and he's fouled. Pascal Siakam doing it all for the Toronto Raptors with 26 seconds left in the first quarter. First foul shot by the Raptors goes up, and it's no good. It'll be Chris Boucher going to the foul line, and Boucher ends up making the second foul shot. 15-3 run for the Toronto Raptors. Can Doc Rivers and the Philadelphia 76ers try to get a stop here? Or, sorry, stop this run. Milton all the way to the cup with the left hand. No good. Rebounded by Boucher. 5 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Van Vliet back out to Anunoby for a three. It hit off the front of the rim, and that'll do it here in the first quarter. 23-22. The Raptors ended that first quarter on a 13-0 run. We'll be right back in just a few moments. Ugh. Okay, what else? Ugh. What else do we have going on? Ugh. I really hope that this is working. This is kind of starting to make me a little bit frustrated, not gonna lie. But I'm hoping that the audio quality is great. I don't want to ever run into this issue again. This seems like it's a really nice platform, but I just don't fully know if it's working, and I need to be more focused on the broadcast. That was a mental note to myself. Okay. Uh, let's put them over here. There we go. Ay, ay, ay. There we go. Well, just like that, the Sixers are back in action now as they are up 25-23 thanks to a Daniel House 3-point shot that was assisted off of a nice pass by Shake Milton. On the other end, the Sixers end up getting a rebound, and George Niang goes up with a tilt in, or with a putback, excuse me, and Harrell ends up missing it. So 28-25, that's the score with 11 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Anunoby near from the near elbow, no good. Milton bounce pass inside the house. House inside the Montrezl Harrell, who goes up with it and connects. He had that little baby hook as he used his right hand, and it's now 30-25 Sixers. Thibault on Flynn. And now they switch it up and put Trez on Flynn. Flynn outside to Anunoby. Anunoby will then get the ball, and he goes up with the right hand, and it dances around the rim, and it gets the friendly roll, 30-27. Milton past half court. Let's see what he can do here. He goes inside of the cup with the reverse layup, and he connects. He went inside and utilized the left side of the field or of the court and just went up with a reverse layup, and Nick Nurse is not happy with that. So a timeout's called by the Raptors. And we'll be right back here in just a few moments. Let's go to Twitter real quick. There. Oh, yeah, I forgot I'm live on Twitter. I forgot about that. Okay, cool. Yeah. So that's pretty much what's going on right now. So it's working. I can definitely see that for sure, which is nice. That makes me feel better. I still like setting up these new things, man. It takes a lot. And you start to question yourself about whether or not this is working, and what's not working, and all that sort of stuff. Excuse me. But it is what it is, you know? Let's see what I can do on this computer. There we go. That helps. Okay. So we're now 24 minutes and 15 seconds into this stream. The Sixers are up 32-27. It's been a game of runs, just like basketball truly is. The Sixers had a 9-0 run at one point in the first quarter, and then to end the first quarter, the Raptors went on a 13-0 run. But so far, the Sixers have scored 7 points in the last minute, and the Raptors only have 2. So the Raptors now with their lineup coming in off the bench. They have a couple of new players, as there's a screen that gets set by Anunoby, and a three-point shot goes up, and it's in and out, and a rebound. Boucher did get to the ball, but Daniel House Jr. ends up getting fouled. And the ball, I believe, when it was last touched by Boucher. Malachi Flynn committed that shooting foul as he goes up with that shot, and it's no good. 9:45 left to go. And he's going to go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. There we go. So Niang knocks down the first foul shot. George this season has played in 26 games. He's averaging about 9.5 points per game. And he's shooting 45% from the field. Meanwhile, at the 3-point line, he has been shooting 43%, which is pretty good. And he knocks down the second foul shot. So coming into today, he was shooting 84% from the free throw line. And actually, correction, he is shooting 38% from 3. Anunoby fires up a big shot, and the Sixers end up grabbing the board. It's George Niang. It was tipped by Harrell, and Niang grabs the rebound. Daniel House Jr. goes up with the contact, and he's fouled, and they'll go to the line to shoot a free throw and extend this lead by 10. So Daniel House Jr. trying to provide a spark off the bench, initiating the contact, taking it to the cup, going to the left side of the baseline, and he gets fouled by Flynn, and he'll go to the line to shoot one more foul shot. And he makes the free throw, and the Sixers are now on a 15-4 run. Anunoby with a no-look pass inside, and it gets stolen away. It was deflected off of Trez and stolen by, I forget who it was, but James Harden with the bounce pass inside, and just like that, Montrezl Harrell slams it down, and the Sixers go back up by a dozen. 39-27. The person that did get the steal was Daniel House Jr. Had to go back to that. And there's a 3-point shot on the far wing by Flynn. In and out it goes, and it's rebounded by by Boucher. And he goes up with the putback. He's fouled by George Niang. So he got hit on the right shoulder. And he should be going to the line to shoot a couple of free throws, and he will. But going back to that pass by James Harden off of the steal by Daniel House Jr., Harden was out in transition. He was on the far side of the wing, and he just made a nice little bounce pass to Montrezl Harrell. And that's just what you call a phenomenal facilitator who can just put your team in a really great position to just get your offense set up. So the first foul shot is good by Trez. Or excuse me, not by Trez, by Boucher. And Boucher ends up making that shot as well. So it's 39-29. Sixers have made all 10 of their free throws. Montrezl Harrell inside puts it up with the right hand on the near baseline, and it goes in. He drew the double team, and they was able to put it up. Flynn back to Anunoby. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Siakam at the foul line uses a jab step, goes up with that shot, and it dances around the rim, and Harden grabs the rebound on the other side. A pass inside the Montrezl Harrell from James Harden. That's no good. Anunoby with a floater himself. Tobias Harris grabs it. It was actually supposed to be an alley-oop pass to Birch. Harden tried to lob it inside to Montrezl Harrell, and he just did not get the friendly roll. (41-29), 8:01 left to go here in quarter number 2. Montrezl Harrell talking over to the referee as Doc Rivers is looking over at him as well, saying that I don't know if I agree with that call. Here's Flynn trying to inbound it, and he passes it to Anunoby. Anunoby will give it to Siakam, who goes up with the right hand and drives it to the baseline and puts it up and in. with an underhanded right-handed layup. 15 seconds on the shot clock. The Sixers have the ball. It's James Harden at the top of the key. Back to House. House with a far corner shot. It's good. Daniel House Jr. with nothing but net on that shot. 44-31. Boucher all the way to the far wing for Flynn for three, and it dances around the rim, and Anunoby will grab the miss. Anunoby puts it up, and Harden grabs the rebound. Harden out in transition. It's a 3-on-2. Harden pass inside. One more pass to Milton. No good. As Milton tried to put it up, now it's a 2-on-1. Sixers have to try to get back on defense. Montrezl Harrell did a nice job of blocking that alley-oop, and it ended up being deflected off of Anunoby, and it's going to go out of bounds, and the Sixers will get the ball back. Montrezl Harrell sticking his hand up there as he tried to get Boucher to just not be able to get to the ball, and he did a good job at that. 7:01 to go in the second quarter. Shake Milton now with the ball, gets past half court, and they'll just give it up to James Harden, who tonight has been doing a pretty good job so far. Milton on the far wing for three, and then out it goes, and it is taken away by the Raptors. Anunoby grabs the rebound. Out in transition to Siakam. He goes up against the trees, and he gets fouled by Tobias Harris, and will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Tobias Harris thought that it was all ball as Siakam was coming in from the near wing, or from the near elbow, excuse me, and he took it all the way to the baseline, and he put it up with the right hand, but he was fouled. Siakam's first shot, it's no good. On the day, Siakam has 10 points, 3 rebounds, and he's shooting 50% from the field. Siakam, 6'8", 230 pounds. Doc Rivers is still arguing with the ref over the Tobias Harris foul call. And the second shot gets the friendly roll. 44-32. Embiid back in the game. He's being double teamed on the far wing, and he passes it to Tobias Harris. Harris back to Embiid at the top of the key. Thought about the dribble handoff, and he goes up with the shot, and he's fouled by. It's going to be a shooting foul on OG Anunoby. Actually, it's going to be on Thaddeus Young, who just checked in. Thaddeus Young, the former Sixer back at the Wells Fargo Center. Young is, how old is he now? 34? He's 34 years old. That's pretty crazy. A lot of people remember him with Drew Holiday and Andre Iguodala and all of those guys. Spencer Hawes as well. Embiid makes the first foul shot, and it's a 13-point lead for the Sixers now. On the day, Joel has 9 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. And he makes the second foul shot. Here's Siakam. PJ Tucker back in the game. He wants him. No good. Rebounded by the Raptors, and the second shot goes up. That's no good. And Embiid tried to grab the board. Instead, it landed in the hands of Pascal Siakam, and he finally was able to get it to go. So not once, not twice. It took the third time for the Sixers to do that. Harden steps back on a dime at the top of the key. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Dances around Achua for 3. No good. And Fred VanVleet grabs his miss. Not Achua, sorry. It was OG Anunoby. Anunoby from the near corner, trying to get his redemption, and he does. He was left wide open. Embiid came to contest the shot at the very last second. 46-37, 5:36 left to go in the second quarter. Sixers up by 9. Oh, that's what chat overlay does. Okay, interesting. Okay, that's very interesting. Okay, so you're just joining me. My name is Jason Joseph, and I appreciate all the love and the support. The Sixers, though they're up, as there's 5.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. And the Sixers, it's been a game of runs so far for both of these teams. They're taking on the Toronto Raptors. Both teams played each other earlier in the season. It was actually a back to back in Toronto. And the Sixers, they started off, they went on a run themselves. They had a 9-0 run in the first quarter. And then to end the first quarter, they allowed a 13 to nothing run. And now the Sixers are up by 9, 46 to 37. Joel Embiid has been leading the way for them as he has just been doing a lot of Joel Embiid things. And James Harden, well, he's been also playing pretty well as well. So Harden on the day with 2 points, but he has 4 assists and 3 rebounds, and he's plus 13, which leads the way. And Tobias Harris, 10 points for him. Also mentioned Joel Embiid's doing really well. 9 points. He's made all 7 of his foul shots. Only has 1 field goal, but it's only in 4 tries. So, and meanwhile, for the Toronto Raptors, it's Pascal Siakam leading things with 11 points in 15 minutes. 3 for 7 from the field, 3 boards, and 2 assists as well. All right, there we go. So the Sixers now back in action. Anthony Melton comes in. Tobias Harris back out to Harden. Harden back to Tucker on the far corner. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Harden gets the ball back, and there's a screen from Embiid. Harden to Tucker from the far corner for 3. No good. And Pascal Siakam grabs his miss. It was tipped out by Boucher to Siakam. And Fred VanVleet now gets a screen from Siakam, and he's being guarded by Tobias Harris. VanVleet on Embiid on the far elbow. Nope. Embiid grabs his miss. Here come the Sixers. A swarm of Raptors are out there on Tobias Harris, who stands on the far corner, and he'll give it up to D'Anthony Melton, who was at the foul line, and takes it back to the top of the perimeter. Hands it off to James Harden. Harden at the foul line. Looks for somebody. Finds D'Anthony Melton on the near corner for 3. Does he get the friendly bounce? No, he does not. And VanVleet grabs his miss. Siakam will go back inside, and he will just the Raptors are just going to have their great ball movement as they usually do, and they finally find VanVleet at the top of the key, and Joel Embiid does grab the rebound, and Thaddeus Young does go down as Embiid was boxing him out, and Young comes back up, but the Raptors were just not able to capitalize. They got the shot that they wanted, but VanVleet just could not make that. If we look at VanVleet's numbers this season, we'll do it in just a little bit as he puts up a shot with the right hand, and Embiid grabs the miss. Harden now standing at the logo. Pass out to PJ Tucker. Tucker will dish it to Joel at the foul line with that shot, and he can't get the friendly roll and put the end to this run. Siakam inside to VanVleet. VanVleet will just dribble it out himself. 3:51 to go. Siakam on to PJ Tucker, and he'll go up with the right shot. I believe it was tipped by Embiid, but nonetheless, it will score on 2 points by Boucher. Anthony Melton to Tobias Harris on the near corner. Harris inside, back outside to the far corner to PJ Tucker for 3, and he finally connects. PJ Tucker hits a big-time 3-point shot, and that'll put the Sixers up by double digits. Nice pass by Tobias Harris, and he just did a great job at trying to get his other teammates involved. That's the 3rd assist for Toby. VanVleet inside to Thaddeus Young. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Good ball moving by the Raptors as Siakam goes up with the right elbow jumper, and it's nothing but net. Wow, he made that look so easy. Give the big man 13 points on the night. Spicy P, as they like to call him. Embiid outside of Harden outside to Embiid for 3, and it's good. Joel Hans Embiid makes his second field goal of the night, and it's a 3-point shot. Van Vliet bounce pass to Boucher, and they'll just give it up to Siakam. Siakam wants Embiid. He gets him, but he can't do anything about it. So just pass it out to Anunoby. And with that shot, it's no good. It gets tipped out, and the Raptors get another possession. Fred VanVleet with a three. Sixers finally get the ball on the Joel Embiid rebound. Harden inside, moving very fast. PJ Tucker back to Harden on the near wing. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Harden with the jab step. Back to Embiid at the top of the perimeter. 6 seconds to go on the shot clock. Embiid drives it inside, and I believe that they're going to call it a foul on Boucher, I believe, or on Birch, excuse me. (52-41), as we have a new substitution coming in for the Golden State Warriors. And it'll be Malachi Flynn coming back in. He will be taking over. So 2:06 left to go in the second quarter. Players are discussing with the refs, or there must be some sort of like a verbal exchange going on between Anunoby and James Harden. Don't necessarily know. It's just Siakam signaling that it's a little bit of some chit chat, a little bit of just some play. And that's what happens. Embiid now talking to Birch, and things will hopefully try to settle pretty soon. This is two teams that have a pretty big rivalry, as the Sixers beat them in last year's playoffs. And 4 years ago, the Raptors ended up winning the championship after they beat the Sixers in 7 games. And Nick Nurse is trying to signal something. And now it looks like Joel Embiid's elbow, his left elbow, has to get bandaged up. And he goes over to the medical training staff, and it looks like he's going to get some tape on that. Don't see any blood from here. Don't even know if I want to see any blood, especially from this big man who is, he can get injury prone at times. .206 to go in the second quarter. Embiid does get a new bandage on his left forearm area. Here's James Harden as play does resume. Harden back to Milton for 3. Anthony Milton, that is, excuse me. And it's no good. Tobias Harris gets to Pascal Siakam, and looks like they're going to call it goaltending, as Tobias Harris went up with the block. He tried to, but it did go over the rim a little bit. It was actually Joel Embiid, and Embiid has other words to say. Anthony Melton grabs the rebound. 96 seconds to go here in the first half, and Tobias Harris will step out of bounds. And it'll be Toronto Raptors basketball. Harris has to know necessarily where his shoe is, and he just wasn't looking. And a careless turnover for the Sixers, as that's now their 6th of the game. Flynn from long range, nothing but nets. It was from the wide corner. He drilled that. 52-46, a 14-6 run for the Raptors in the last 5 minutes. Embiid back to Melton. Good rotations by the Raptors. Embiid back out to Harden on the far wing. 6 seconds to go on the shot clock. Harden will now go to the foul line. He passes it back to D'Anthony Melton, who then gives it up to Tucker for a wide corner three-pointer. No good, and it is now tipped back out to Harden for three. Yes! James Harden from long range. 55 to 46, 76ers up by 9. They're shooting 41% from downtown. Siakam will have the ball. He's being guarded by Tucker. Siakam back out to Flynn on the far wing. Flynn drives it inside, gives it back out to OG Anunoby on the far corner. 2 seconds to go on the shot clock on Anunoby for three. No. Harden with the long rebound. He's being guarded by a swarm of Toronto Raptors, and he finally finds his way to get to the cup, and he finished it with the left hand. 57-46, 15 seconds to go on the game clock. The shot clock is unplugged. Siakam right at the Toyota sign in front of the logo for the Sixers. Siakam, he takes it to the cup, tried to go up with it. It was blocked by PJ Tucker. 1 second to go. Embiid for three. Oh, man, he almost was able to drill that. Tucker ended up getting it on the run as he ended up blocking and tipping that shot by Pascal Siakam. And Joel Embiid could not make the last three-point shot. I don't even know if it would have counted. But nonetheless, the Sixers are up at halftime. It is a 57-46 ball game. And the Sixers are up by 11 as we enter the half. I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm back. What's up, guys? How y'all doing? I hope you're all doing well. I needed to get a cup of water, but now I'm a lot better. Okay, so that's pretty cool. I'm looking at myself in the full screen. Okay, cool. So the Sixers, in case you're just joining me. First of all, I appreciate all the love. I appreciate all the support. I hope that you're all doing well and that you're staying warm, especially if you're in a very cold area. And yeah, I hope that you're doing good. But yeah, no, things are going pretty well so far. I've been really trying to just make my new channels and whatever, and it takes a lot of time. It really does take a lot of time to just promote yourself and to just post a lot of stuff, but that's how you get people to tune in. So, I definitely would appreciate the listeners, but have to also remember to focus on the content as well. That's the content is a lot more important because you have to think about why you're doing this. So, it makes a lot of sense to me. The first half wasn't necessarily my best, but you know what? We're going to have a better second half. And that's what we got to focus on right now. We got to get the job done. That's all we got to focus on. But how's your night going? How are things going for you guys? I want to hear from you. Post in the chats and yeah, just let me know how everything's going. I'd appreciate that. I had something like stuck in my mouth. I don't know if you guys ever have that happen to you where something's like stuck in the middle of your teeth and then you have to like use your tongue to just try to, like lick it out in between the teeth. But that's like one of the weirdest feelings in the world. It's actually a really cool feeling sometimes because I like to think about it. My mom kind of taught me this as if it's like you're getting an extra bite of something and you have leftovers, which is kind of weird now that I say that out loud. Okay. Well, back to business. So the Sixers, they're up 57-46 as we go into quarter number 3. Siakam for the Raptors has 15 points in 20 minutes. He is 5 for 11 from the field. And meanwhile, for the Sixers, Embiid has a dozen points in 18 minutes. The Sixers did a really great job in that first half of just trying to execute in the paint. And they really if you really like want to really just take a look and dissect these stats, they did shoot the ball from the outside a lot better than the Raptors did. The Raptors definitely had some wide open looks at times. The Sixers did contest some shots, but they shot 3 for 17, which is 18% from 3-point range. And the Sixers they shot 43.5% as they have made 10 of 23 3-point shots. And leading the way for them with the 3-point shooting, it's been Tobias Harris and Joel Embiid. Harris got it going early on. Let's see if he can try to add on to what he did in the first quarter. He ended up going silent in that second quarter. Let's see what they do here. For the Sixers, as they inbound the ball, the clock does resume. And it's James Harden, PJ Tucker, Joel Embiid, D'Anthony Melton, and Tobias Harris. So 15 seconds have gone by. Tobias Harris on the far wing. Now we'll pass it back to Embiid, who takes a step back three. Oh my goodness. Wow. He hit that one from the far wing. It looked like he was shooting it from outer space, and he was just looking at himself like, I can make those. 15 points, 2 for 2 from beyond the arc for the big man. Fred VanVleet will pass it to OG Anunoby, and that will be deflected and stolen away as the pass was intended to go inside to Flynn. So Tobias Harris gets credit for the steal. Harris on the near wing will pass it out to Embiid at the top of the key. Almost thought about shooting it, but we'll just give it back to Harden, and it hits the front of the iron as Harden shot that from the near wing, and it's rebounded by the Raptors. Anunoby for 3. Yes. And Anunoby just drew it up got his feet set from the far wing, and knocked it down. Now the Raptors are 4 for 18. Forgot to also mention that out there for the Raptors is OG Anunoby, uh, Pascal Siakam, Chris Boucher, and Flynn, and Fred VanVleet. The ball gets deflected, and it'll be inbounded by the Toronto Raptors as it was last touched by James Harden. It's actually going to be Sixers' fault. My mistake. Ball. Embiid to the cup with the right-handed slam. Nice pass by James Harden as he just fed the big man, and all he had to do was just take it to the cup himself. 17 points, 5 here in this third quarter. Anunoby inside at the foul line. Embiid took a couple of steps, and Anunoby got past him, and he put it up with the right-handed layup. Sixers moving very fast now. They give it around the timeline, and they'll find Joel Embiid. Less than 10 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Sixers up by 11. Embiid back out to Harden. Harden comes back and will pass it out to Melton, who hits the left side of the right of the rim for three. And it's going to be taken by the Raptors. 9.5 minutes to go. Siakam, his three-point shot from the near wing is good. Pascal Siakam now, 20 points for him. Anthony Melton back to Tobias Harris. Catch and shoot for him. No good. Harris shot it from the near wing, and it was rebounded by OG Anunoby. And he'll take a step back jump shot, and he makes it. Pascal Siakam getting a big 2-point shot, and now it's a two-possession game with less than 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. Harden directing traffic. Wants Melton to set the screen for him, and he allows him to do so. Now he has the double team, and he'll pass it back out to Tobias Harris on the near corner for three. No. Siakam grabs his miss. Not the best shot by Tobias Harris as is there, but VanVleet on the other end will try to take a three-point shot himself, and he can't cash it in. So Harden will get the rebound, and he'll just take it all himself. The facilitator dancing around all his defenders, taking it to the cup and finishing it with the right hand towards the far baseline area. He ran it inside. He was at the far corner. Now Anunoby will give it up to White. And Siakam now has the ball with 6 seconds on the shot clock. Siakam off the dribble. In and out it goes. And it's taken away by D'Anthony Melton. Harden, no look pass to D'Anthony Melton, who then will just feed it to Tobias Harris from the near corner. Yes! Tobias Harris. Big shot for him. 67-56. Sixers are up by 11. Nice shot by Tobias Harris. That's what you want to do when you're a big forward for this team. And as that happens, well, the Toronto Raptors are out of sorts, and they end up throwing the ball away, and it'll be a Toronto Raptors turnover. I believe that it's going to be on Fred VanVleet. Actually, it was on Pascal Siakam. And with that, a Sixers timeout is called. The Sixers are up 69-56. They have scored 12 points in this third quarter. They started off very strong. And Pascal Siakam and Joel Embiid are going at it. We'll be right back in just a few moments. All righty. All right, I took the headsets off for a second because I need to take a little break. I wonder if I need like a straight up, just like a nice little chair, so that I don't like Maybe that's what I need. I don't know. It is a little distracting when you're just in a sit back chair, so I don't know. I'm starting to get a little cold. The fan's on here in my room, and now it's a little bit of like a weird thing. Let's see, is anybody on YouTube? Let's double check that. My channel. Nope. Okay. Right. Now we're back. Ooh. All right, one more sound effect. There we go. Nice. Alrighty. 76ers lead it as they're up 69-56 with less than 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. I'm Jason Joseph. And Pascal Siakam, he does have 20 points on the day. He's shooting 50% from the field, and he is also shooting 33% from downtown. But the Sixers, they've been doing a pretty good job at trying to keep up with that, as Embiid is 17 and Tobias Harris has 13. Siakam gets the ball, 4 seconds on the shot clock, and it gets stuck, and it's going to be stuck in between the rim and the backboard. Hit it perfectly in that spot, but it did not go in, obviously. So it'll be a jump ball, and jumping up will be Joel Embiid and OG Anunoby. Embiid with the height advantage ends up winning the tip-off, and it'll be tipped back to James Harden. That's something that you like to see, especially from a big man, just utilizing his athleticism. Embiid back out to PJ Tucker. Tucker back to D'Anthony Melton on the far wing. Tucker was at the far corner, and Embiid now will do a couple of jab steps, take it to the cup, and the shot that he hit, the baseline jumper, was a little bit short. Hit the front of the rim. Siakam with the rebound. They're past half court now. Anunoby's on the left elbow, takes it back outside. Raptors haven't scored a field goal in 3 minutes. Siakam to Anunoby in the far corner for 3. He cashes in. And it's back to a 10-point lead for the Sixers. Can they try to control the tempo here? That's going to be the big question moving forward. 9 points for Anunoby. He's shooting over 60% from three-point range. D'Anthony Melton will take it to the cup, and I believe that he traveled as the ref signaled that he took more than 2 steps. So it'll be another Sixers turnover. They're up by double digits, and Doc Rivers not happy about that. Less than 6 minutes to go. Fred VanVleet with a little takeoff pass to Anunoby. Anunoby back outside the Siakam again for 3. Siakam was trying to feel himself, and Embiid grabs his miss. That's another rebound for him. Embiid to Tobias Harris. Harris back to PJ Tucker, who will just go up with a floater. It's too strong, but he's fouled on the play. It looked like there was a little bit of contact between PJ Tucker and Scotty Barnes. Barnes not happy with the call as he is holding up his left. He's holding his hand towards his left eye. Let's see what happened here. It looked like PJ Tucker actually got a piece of him, so there was no foul. Didn't look like there was a foul on the Raptors, but James Harden is going to shoot the free throw as it was a technical foul delivered by. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's a technical foul, huh? How about that? The technical is going to be on him. It's going to be on Scotty Barnes. Yeah, that's right. And now PJ Tucker will go to the line for two. He makes the first foul shot. So he cashes a big foul shot in for the Sixers. And they're up by a dozen. Good crowd at the Wells Fargo Center. And the second foul shot is good. Tucker coming into today, shooting 78% from the foul line. Here's Siakam dancing around PJ Tucker. What kind of moves does he have here? There's a jump shot that goes up and he's fouled. Siakam with the one-step jump shot, the 1 foot jump shot, made it look so easy. He was on the far elbow and then took it inside the free throw line, and he made it. 22 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists for Pascal Siakam. Sixers are up by 11. Siakam with the foul shot gets the friendly bounce. It's now a 72-62 game. Sixers have made all 15 of their foul shots, and Harden gets the ball stolen away. It's intercepted, and the Raptors on the other end will give a wide open shot to Fred VanVleet, and it's good. Fred VanVleet ended up making that off of the Scotty Barnes assist, and he hit that one from the near wing, and now it's a 7-point lead for the Sixers. So the Sixers will be right back in just a few moments as Doc Rivers calls a timeout, and you're listening to me, Jason Joseph, here on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and on Facebook Live. Doc Rivers is trying to keep his team locked in. We'll have to see what the Sixers can try to do here as they do end up having the ball. James Harden will grab the inbound. The Raptors are on a 6-0 run. Embiid with the right handed shot, no good. Siakam will grab another rebound. It'll be his 8th, I believe, on the day. Van Vliet to Anunoby for 3. Hits the front of the rim. And James Harden will hit the ball off the D'Anthony Melton rebound. Harden goes up with the right hand, and he's complaining and whistling for the refs to try to get him to, or try to talk to him about being fouled. But it was all ball. Looks like by Birch on a really nice block there. He actually stripped it out of his hand, my mistake. And Shake Milton comes in for James Harden. So that will most likely be it for him in the third quarter. We'll probably see him either towards the end of the third quarter or during the fourth. Milton inbounds it to Joel. Joel on the low block. Draws up the double team. Tobias Harris gets it inside, and he loses the basketball, can't find it, and it's taken away by Fred Van Vliet. Van Vliet passes it to Anunoby. Anunoby inside, goes up with the contact, the whistle. They're going to call it a blocking foul on PJ Tucker. And Nick Nurse likes that call. Doc Rivers, on the other hand, does not. But PJ Tucker, it looks like when you just take a look at him, his feet were set, but was he in the restricted area? That's the main question when you're trying to figure out these types of calls. And I believe that he was. So Anunoby will now go to the foul line. Tucker not happy. And Anunoby drills the first foul shot. Coming into the season, Anunoby, coming into today, Anunoby has been shooting the ball pretty well from the field. In the last game, actually, he shot, where is it? I do not have it. 72-67. Sixers have the ball off of the miss by OG Anunoby. Embiid no-look pass to D'Anthony Melton for 3. Does not get the friendly roll off the far corner. And Siakam will get the ball. Anunoby on Shake Milton. There's a little bit of a height advantage for him. 6'5" going up against 6'3". 3-point shot goes up, and it's no good by Birch. Embiid gets past the logo. Now we'll try to go up with it inside, and he gets it to go. Embiid with the right-handed hook. Now makes it a 7-point lead for the Sixers. 19 points and 8 boards for the big man. Van Vliet, what's he going to do here? There's a no-look pass to Birch. And Birch tried to hit it from the near corner inside the foul line, and he couldn't do so. Embiid back to Tobias Harris. Harris and Embiid playing the two-man game. Less than 3 minutes to go. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Harris backing down his defender, Anunoby, and he puts up a jump shot, and he gets the friendly roll. Tobias Harris hitting every single spot of the rim, and he finally gets that one to fall. Sixers are up by 9 with 2.5 minutes to go. The ball gets stolen away. It was tipped by D'Anthony Melton, and PJ Tucker comes up with the steal. Shake Milton on the other end. It's a 3-on-2, and he takes it to the cup, and he makes it with the right hand. 78-67. Sixers had to get back on defense, and they weren't able to do so. There was a little bit of a two-man game as Pascal Siakam was able to finish it, and he got the 2 points there off the Thaddeus Young assist. Embiid to Melton. Back out to Tucker for 3 in the far corner. No. Tucker has been off from three-point range this whole entire night. Anunoby, on the other end, thought about firing the trigger, decided not to do so, and Siakam will put up a 3, and that's good. The Sixers are now up by 6 as they cut the deficit, the Raptors, to 6 points. 28 points for Pascal Siakam. And a charge is going to be called on Shake Milton, on Joel Embiid, as he set up an illegal screen. Milton tried to get by him, and Embiid, got in front of Siakam, and you can't do that. So now there's another turnover. That is now the 4th turnover tonight for Joel. 78-72. Siakam will now take a seat. And Anunoby will get the ball. We have a new substitution as well. Boucher comes in, and he puts up a baby hook, and he gets it to go with the right hand. Milton gives it back to Harris. Harris to Milton at the top of the key. And Harris will take it inside. There's an outside shot by Matisse Thybulle, and that's no good. But Harrell tries to grab the rebound. It is bounced, and it'll go into the hands of Boucher. Thybulle gets back on defense, deflects it out of bounds, and they're going to say it was last touched by Thybulle as he tried to get the steal off of Fred VanVleet, but was not able to do so. And Thybulle will still stick on his defender. This time it will be Scotty Barnes. Barnes at the 76ers logo. Passes it back to VanVleet. VanVleet drop-off pass inside. The pass back to Barnes was almost wide. Barnes back outside to Young for three. No. Thybulle with his miss. Sixers up by 4. They were up by double digits just a little bit ago, but that lead has diminished. 24 seconds on the game clock. Forgot to mention that. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Daniel House thought about it, decided not to do so, handed it off to George Niang. He takes it to the rack and does not get the friendly bounce, and it will be rebounded by the Raptors. The shot clock is unplugged. 8 seconds to go. The Raptors can cut this deficit to 1. But there is a stoppage in play here. And I believe that they're going to call a foul on George Niang, as the Sixers did have a foul to give. What are they calling it? A technical foul on George Niang? Yeah, they're going to call it a technical foul. So Fred VanVleet puts up the foul shot, and it's good. And now the Raptors could either cut the deficit to 1 or they could tie the game up with a 3-pointer. Barnes will inbound it. Passes it to Siakam. Siakam being guarded by House. What's he going to do with it? 2 seconds to go. Siakam for 3. Yes! Pascal Siakam with a dagger to end the third quarter. That shot by Harrell goes up, and it is no good. It wouldn't have counted anyways. And we are all tied up at 78 apiece. Pascal Siakam with 17 points in the third quarter. He now on the night has 31. And we'll be right back. Ooh. How's everybody doing? Huh? I'm not really feeling myself tonight. I don't know what it is. I feel tense. I don't feel 100%. I don't know why. I can't really explain it to you. But I apologize. Maybe I need some fresh air. I don't really know what it is. I'll be right back though. Okay. Here we are in the fourth quarter. We're all tied up at 78 apiece. If you're just joining us, well, Pascal Siakam has been terrific for the Raptors. Sixers are all tied up at 78. There's going to be a foul on Daniel House Jr. as the Raptors do have the ball first. 16 points in the third quarter, not 17, but he had 4 rebounds and 2 assists as well. 31 points total for him on the night. Flynn will inbound it, and Siakam will get the ball. Tries to go through the contact by Montrezl Harrell, and he will get fouled. Harrell initiating the contact. Siakam in his last game had 27 points in 37 minutes, He shot 9 for 20 from the field, and he hit 3 out of 5 threes. He's been a really great three-point shooter this entire season. And he makes that foul shot, and that'll put the Raptors up by 1. Raptors haven't led in quite some time. 32 points now for Pascal Siakam. 79-78 Toronto. We're 22 seconds into this fourth quarter, and he drains the second foul shot. Niang, Harden, Milton, Harrell, and House all out there for the Sixers. Milton back to Harden, gets a screen set, and they'll call a foul on the floor. Don't know who that's going to be called on. I believe it's going to be on Flynn. Yes, it is. They are going to say that it was unnecessary contact. Sounds like it's a football game. George Niang will rebound it, or will inbound it, and James Harden will get the ball. Harden at the top of the perimeter. Football pass out to Milton for 3. No, he couldn't get that shot to fall from the near corner. Siakam now takes his defender. One step jump shot. Trez grabs his rebound. Niang fires up from long distance. The bank's not open, and it's rebounded by Siakam. So neither team can get a shot to fall so far as we start off the fourth quarter. Not necessarily the best shot selection by George Niang, but there's a shot by Thaddeus Young. The Raptors had the shot that they wanted as they, did a nice job of sharing the rock, but the Sixers were able to get a rebound, and Young missed that shot. Harden back to George Niang. Niang back to James Harden at the 76ers logo. Harden, what's he going to do? He goes inside. He gives it back outside the house. Junior from the near corner for 3. No. Siakam will then grab another rebound. And on the other side, Malachi Flynn could not get that shot to fall, and it's rebounded by the Sixers. Harden back outside, being guarded by Siakam. And Harden goes up with the contact. He initiates it, and they're going to call an offensive foul on James Harden. And he is in such disbelief after that call. He's thinking to himself, what did I do wrong here? I don't know if that's a foul because Boucher's feet certainly weren't set. But that's what happens. Another turnover from James Harden. 80-78, Raptors up by 2. And another foul will be called, that time on Daniel House Jr. Sixers down by 2. Inbound is good. Pass inside. Taken away by James Harden. Nice football pass to Daniel House Jr. And man, oh man, if you would have had that assist, that would have been something. But now Daniel House Jr. will go to the foul line as he initiated some contact. That should be Montrezl Harrell, Don't know why I said House Jr. And Thaddeus Young gets called for the foul. So here's Trez on the season. Montrezl Harrell shooting, well, 36 for 50 at the foul line, so that's 72% from the charity stripe. And he drains the first foul shot, and that'll give the Sixers another point. Tobias Harris will come in for George Niang, who will now take a seat. Yang, who has been having a pretty good game so far. 5 points, 1 for 2 from 3 in 11 minutes. And the second free throw shot is up, and it can't go in as it hit the front of the rim, and it did not get the friendly roll. Anunoby outside to Siakam. There's a three-pointer that goes up, and it's drilled once again. Flynn grabs the assist, and it's Juan Hernan-Gomez who grabs the three-pointer. Raptors up by 4. 9 minutes and 8 seconds to go. Milton with the short floater. No. Flynn on the other end directing traffic. And we'll hand it off to Siakam. Less than 9 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Sixers are down by 4. Flynn outside to Siakam for a step-back three-pointer. Wow. Holy Toledo. That was actually Chris Boucher who hit that three-pointer. And the Raptors are going to call a timeout. Chris Boucher, man, feeling himself after hitting that big three-point shot. I'll be right back. Okay. Now my camera's not working. There we go. I'm going to stand up and do this. Let's see how this goes. Okay. We're just going to stand. Okay. Oh, Tobias Harris says the Raptors are on a 19-1 run. Raptors will have a 7-point lead as James Harden gets the ball in the near wing, passes it inside to Embiid. Embiid goes up with the contact, and the foul is going to be called on Pascal Siakam or on Chris Boucher. Excuse me. Boucher leaned in and started to jump a little bit, and Embiid got hit on the right hand, so there's going to be a foul on the floor. The Sixers, both teams in this quarter have committed 3 fouls. So Embiid now at the charity stripe, hasn't scored here in the fourth quarter at all. He hit the money-making shot. I don't really know if that's like what you call it, like where it just dances around the rim and it hits the backboard and then it goes back in. I forget what kind of a shot you call that, but it's 86-80. Sixers trail now by 6. And he drills the second foul shot and makes both of them. Fred VanVleet out on the bench for the Raptors. It's the Raptors ball. Siakam wants Embiid, and he gets him. He's outside now. He goes inside to the foul line. Jumper. Embiid playing really good defense on them. There's a shot that goes up. It's contested by D'Anthony Melton, and he ends up grabbing the rebound after James Harden got tipped it out to him. Embiid inside, and what a pass by Joel Embiid as he ends up getting the assist. And he knew that D'Anthony Melton was at the far corner. Harden just threw a football pass out to him, and Embiid just tapped it out to him. It was a no-look pass, and he almost gets the steal there. But man, oh man. And that shot goes up and in by Chris Boucher. Wow. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a few moments. But James Harden now gets the ball. 17 seconds to go. He puts up a shot. It's no good, but he stepped out of bounds, so it wouldn't have counted anyways. And Harden is really not happy with the refs tonight. But going back to that play, Harden was out at the top of the perimeter. He was really far out. Gave it back out to Embiid, and Embiid just tipped it out to him, to D'Anthony Melton on the far corner. Knew exactly where he was. And it was like a volleyball pass, except it was like it was a throw or something. It's really hard to describe that. 88-84, Sixers down by 4. Harden being guarded by Anunoby. And he'll give it back out to Joel Embiid. He draws up the attention. Embiid back to Harris. Harris back to Embiid at the top of the key. He says he wants it. He takes a 3-point shot, and it's too strong. They can't grab the rebound. PJ Tucker gets beaten by Siakam again. Siakam passes it back to OG Anunoby. 7 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Siakam inside gets fouled by Joel. By James Harden, they're going to call it on, actually. There was a little bit of contact with Joel after the fact, but that's because James Harden ended up getting into him. So are they going to call it a shooting foul? They're not. Less than 7 minutes to go. Sixers are down by 4. VanVleet will inbound it from the near sideline, and he'll throw it to Siakam. Tucker on him. Siakam will pass it around the timeline, and the ball ends up going to Boucher. Boucher back inside to what looks like to be Hechevarria, and he ends up draining that shot. 90-84, and the Sixers call. They're actually going to say it was a foul. Thought maybe that they signaled for a timeout, but they did not. Raptors are just passing around the timeline and making sure everybody gets their touches. And once you're just in that rhythm, you can feel it. You can totally feel it. Right, I'm going to sit back down. There we go. Okay. Okay. 90-86. Fred VanVleet now gets the ball back. 6.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Here's Pascal Siakam at the top of the perimeter. PJ Tucker doing everything that he can, and Siakam backs him up and pushes him away, and he gets another field goal. Pascal Siakam is putting on quite a display against the 76ers here, as it has been all about him in the second half. Melton inside to Tucker. Tucker back to Tobias Harris, and it'll find its way back to James Harden at the top of the key. Harden gets a screen from Embiid. Embiid on the far wing, from the far elbow. Jab step, jump shot. Pulls it, fires it, and it's good. "23 points for the big man. Here's Siakam again. 5:32 left to go in the fourth. Siakam will go up with that shot, and it's good. But are they going to call an offensive foul? They will. So the shot does not count. Siakam had to laugh at that. And it looked like it was the right call that time. But Siakam and Tucker really trying to go at it. Tucker is doing everything that he can, but Siakam is just, he's draining those types of shots. It's really tough to stop him. Here's Harden again. Back out to Tucker. Tucker thought about taking it. Hands it back out to Embiid. Embiid pass inside to Tucker. Tucker, what's he going to do? He has to pass it out to Melton for three, and they're going to call a 3-second violation on PJ Tucker, saying that he was in the lane for too long. I was thinking that was going to be the call, and it's now 5:08 to go in the fourth quarter, and a timeout's called by the Toronto Raptors and Nick Nurse. So we'll be right back in just a few moments. In case you're just joining me, my name is Jason Joseph. I appreciate all the love and the support. Sixers up, or down, 94-88, 4:37 to go in the fourth quarter. Fred VanVleet talking to one of his assistant coaches. Meanwhile, Embiid having some words with the referee that's on the far sideline. And the Raptors will get the ball. So the Sixers, they were up coming into halftime, and then it was all tied up at 78 in knots. Embiid did everything he possibly could to defend that Thaddeus Young baby hook as he just took it to the cup, but he got it with the right hand, and the Sixers are down by 2 possessions. Harden behind the back pass to Embiid. He puts up a shot, and he gets fouled. Thaddeus Young gets called for the foul, and Embiid will go back to the charity stripe to shoot 2 more foul shots. Well, Young certainly initiated the contact. Now, did he get a piece of the hand? I don't know if I agree with that. 23 points for the big man, and he misses the first foul shot. So it will still be a 2-possession game, whether or not he hits this foul shot. Sixers are in the bonus, and Embiid will hit that one, 94-89, and the big man now has 24 points, Joel Hans Embiid. Fred VanVleet being guarded by D'Anthony Melton. Back to Anunoby, and Anunoby hands it back off to VanVleet. That is such a tongue twister to say his name. Anunoby, 5 seconds on the shot clock, goes up with the baby, or with the little floater, the little runner by the foul line, and it's good. Great piece of shooting by Anunoby. Harden, 10 seconds on the shot clock, 4 minutes to go in the fourth. Harden, inside, back outside to Embiid. He has to try to put up a shot. He tips it back out to Harris for 3 on the near corner, and he gets it. Man, it looked like it was a broken play as Embiid almost turned it over, and he just did a little tip out to Tobias Harris. That's the second assist he's had just like that. And it's now 96-92. Young at the top of the perimeter. Hands it back off to Siakam. Siakam being guarded by PJ Tucker. Step back jumper for him. No good. James Harden will grab the rebound. And the Sixers can try to cut the deficit to 2 or 1 on this possession. Harden gets the ball stolen away off of the interception by Tobias, or to Tobias Harris. The ball was stolen away by VanVleet. Or by Scotty Barnes, excuse me. There's a 3-pointer that goes up. Embiid, can he grab the rebound? He doesn't, but he tips it back to D'Anthony Melton. And the Sixers still alive, still plenty of basketball left to go here as less than 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Harden will give it up to Embiid. And there's D'Anthony Melton for 3. Yes! D'Anthony Melton makes it a 1-point lead for the Toronto Raptors, and the Sixers are now down by 1. They're going on a little run here. Let's see if they can keep this momentum up. 11-6 is the run within the last 4 minutes. Boucher at the top of the perimeter. Harris fought through that screen. 5 seconds on the shot clock. The ball finds its way to Anunoby. He's being double teamed. He passes it back out to VanVleet for 3. No. Long rebound by Tobias Harris. The Sixers can take the lead on this possession here. 2:10 to go. Harris past half court. And Harris will try to find somebody. He can't seem to find anyone, but now he finally finds Embiid, and he's fouled. So Joel Embiid, as the Sixers are in the bonus, he gets to go to the foul line to shoot 2 free throws, 1 to tie and 1 to take the lead here. Great basketball by the Sixers. They really did a nice job of passing it around the timeline. They didn't make any sort of careless mistakes. And that's what happens when you play really good basketball. So Embiid knocks down the first foul shot, and it's now tied at 96 all. Both teams going at it. They've had a pretty big rivalry over the past, really ever since both of these teams came into the league. But we talked about it before. The Sixers beat them last year in the first round of the playoffs. Embiid with the second foul shot, yes. And the Sixers get the lead back on this 8-0 run within the last 2 minutes of this game. We're going to be riding a seesaw here. Siakam hands it off to Anunoby at the top of the key. And he'll give it back to Siakam. Siakam being guarded by Tucker. Siakam takes it to the cup, passes it back outside. It finds Fred VanVleet for 3. That's too strong. Tucker grabs the rebound. 96 seconds to go. Harden getting ahead of everybody, goes up with the left hand, and he finishes it, and he puts it up and in. The Sixers are now up by 3, and it's now a 10-0 run. Less than 90 seconds to go. Siakam He's gone ice cold within the last 5 minutes. Embiid wants him, and he gets the ball stolen away. D'Anthony Melton gets credit for the steal, but Joel Embiid gets credit for the tip. Harden being guarded by Scotty Barnes. He's just going to try to take the clock down all the way to 5 seconds or so. 10 seconds on the shot clock now, and it's given off to Embiid. Embiid at the foul line. Step back jump shot. No good. And Tobias Harris tried to grab the rebound, but I believe it was last touched by Scotty Barnes, and the Sixers will get 14 seconds on the shot clock. Nice try by Tobias Harris to try to get it, but it was just a little bit too strong, and he ended up getting a little bit lucky there. Here's the throw in, and Embiid gets it. VanVleet doesn't know if he should put up the double team or not. He's on Anunoby. 5 seconds to go. Embiid with a turnaround jump shot. Oh, that almost went in, but it was just a little bit too strong. That would have put the game up by 2 possessions. Siakam takes it to the cup, and it's blocked by Joel. Oh, man. Joel Embiid did a nice job of just trying to go up with it. And I don't know if they're going to say it was a foul on Joel. I don't think it was. It looked like it was all ball. Let's see. Oh, that might be goaltending. That's what they're calling for because it hit the rim. It did, but as soon as it hit the rim, it wasn't even going to go in. There was no chance of that at all. But just because he touched it after the basket, now they're going to review it. So there's 38 seconds to go. If the call does get overturned, which it looks like it is, it's going to be a 1-point game for the Sixers. I mean, there was just no chance that that ball was going to go in because it hit the rim. And then after the fact, Embiid ended up getting a hand on it. So, but the ruling is that if it does hit the rim, it's considered to be goaltending. Now, was the shot going to go in? It didn't look like it was from that angle. So let's see what happens here. If the call stands, as it is going to just be a replay review, the Sixers will be up by 3, and they'll get the ball back. And if the call gets overturned, they'll be up by 1. So the headsets do come off from the refs, and we will be sure to get a word about it in just a few minutes. A few seconds, excuse me. So they do take it off, and the Sixers will get the ball as they're up by 3 now. They'll also add about 0.3 seconds left onto the game clock. And now we have to see. I don't know if the Sixers get to keep possession here. They don't, because the Raptors are going to get it's going to be 2 free throws by Pascal Siakam. And Siakam misses the first one. So they do say that he was fouled. I don't even know if he was fouled. I thought it was all ball. But that was both of those things. So Siakam misses the first one. If he misses the second one here, the Sixers will get free chicken nuggets, and he makes it. So it's a 2-point game. 38.5 seconds to go. There's still plenty of time. D'Anthony Melton will dribble the ball, and they'll try to take the clock down. He hands it off to Harden. 12 seconds on the shot clock. 25 seconds to go here in regulation. Sixers up by 2. Harden with 6 seconds on the shot clock. Inside, near the foul line. Gets past OG Anunoby. Puts up a jump shot. Can't get the friendly bounce. And the rebound goes to the Raptors. They could tie or go ahead with a 3. They're not going to call timeout here. Siakam goes up with that shot, and it goes in. 99-99. That was a miraculous underhanded layup that just hit off the top of the backboard. Unbelievable. And it's now 99-99. And we'll be right back after this timeout. How do I turn this off? There it is. There we go. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. Well, we've hit the 2-hour mark here, so that's a sign. We're going 2 hours strong. Okay. Ugh, not my best tonight. I have to tell you, it hasn't been my best. Just hasn't. I don't know why. But anyhow, we still have some basketball left to go. The Sixers do have the advantage here. Let's see if Doc Rivers can try to draw up a play here, and let's see if the Sixers can execute it. So the Sixers get to advance the ball. 5.1 seconds to go. Tobias Harris with the inbound on the far baseline. He is going to pass it to Embiid. Embiid being guarded by Siakam with a step back jump shot for 2. No good, and we will go into overtime. So Embiid could not hit the shot. It didn't look like it was a great trollop of a play. Nonetheless, it was just all about Joel Embiid. He took the step back jumper from the near elbow and just could not get it to fall. So we're all tied up at 99 as we go into OT. And we'll be right back in just a few moments. Ugh. We now go into overtime as it is now a 99-99 game. Sixers tied up in knots against the Toronto Raptors. The Raptors coming into today, they're on a 5-game losing streak, and they're really trying to put an end to that. They played last night against the Golden State Warriors and lost 126 to 110. So now it is 99 points. Yeah, 26 points. Pascal Siakam, that was on October 28th, which was the last time he played against the Sixers. So he's been able to do a lot of damage. He loves playing against this team. So tip-off will be underway 5 minutes in overtime. Regular overtime rules for the NBA. And Embiid ends up winning the tip-off, and the Sixers grab the ball first. Both teams have 2 timeouts here in overtime. Harden has the ball, and there's a 2-man game between him and Joel, and he gets fouled. Nice bounce pass by James Harden, who was on Joel's right. He was trying to attack from the near elbow and decided to just do a little bit of a bounce pass, and Embiid got to it, and the shot was a little bit too strong, but he was fouled. 26, 10, and 4 for Joel tonight. And the first shot is up and it's in. So it's 199. The Sixers have finally hit the century mark. They were the first to do so. And Embiid with one dribble puts up the next foul shot, and it's good. Sixers up by 2 as 16 minutes have gone by in overtime. Anunoby being guarded by Embiid hands it off to Van Vliet. Raptors have been pretty good in overtime this season. Siakam, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Step back jump shot. Embiid will grab the rebound. And he throws the ball away, and it's stolen by Boucher. And they're going to say it was a backcourt violation as, I don't know, did he step out of bounds? I can't really necessarily tell what happened on that play. But the Sixers do get the ball back. Let's see what they call that. I'm a little confused, but get back to that in just a couple seconds as the Sixers get the ball. And it was inbounded by Anthony Melton on the near sideline. Harden back to Melton. Melton outside the PJ Tucker from the far corner for 3. Oh, man, that was a little bit too strong. And taken away by Boucher. 4 minutes to go here in overtime. 1 minute has gone by. Anunoby being guarded by Tobias Harris. He'll hand it off to Siakam. Siakam inside to OG Anunoby, who put up the shot with the right hand inside the foul line, and it was a little bit short, but he got the friendly roll. Tucker outside to D'Anthony Melton for another 3. Oh, man, he wanted that one so badly, and Siakam grabs his miss. The Raptors could take the lead here as we're all tied up at 101. 3.5 left to go. Siakam, step back, pulls up, and gives it back to Van Vliet, and Van Vliet can't get that one to go. It's too much mustard. Tucker grabs the rebound. Harden now being guarded by Anunoby. Great defense by the Sixers on that play. Harden for 3. Oh, man, no good. It was tipped by PJ Tucker, and it goes into the hands of Anunoby. Van Vliet is going to take his time with the ball now. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Less than 3 minutes to go in overtime. All tied up at 101. Siakam now. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Back outside to Anunoby, who takes it inside, and the ball gets tipped, and there's going to be a reach and foul called on PJ Tucker. So with 1.6 seconds left, they're going to say it was 1.6 on the shot clock, and now there's a little bit of a disagreement here. Let's see what happens. Are they trying to... They're going to call the foul on Joel Embiid. It's actually Barnes, Scotty Barnes, that got to the ball, or that had the ball. And they'll put 14 seconds now on the shot clock as the Raptors will inbound it. Van Vliet passes it to Anunoby. Van Vliet back to Barnes. Barnes back outside to Van Vliet for 3. No good. Harris with another rebound. The Raptors and the Sixers have only made 2 points so far. They've gone ice cold within the last 2 minutes. Harden passed to Tobias Harris for 3. Yes! Another assist by James Harden. And the Sixers are now up by 3. 104 to 101. Siakam on the other end. 2 minutes to go. What's he going to do here? Well, he hands it off to Anunoby. Tobias Harris almost got called in for the reach. And Scotty Barnes goes up with it. No good. Rebounded by Boucher. Boucher back out to Anunoby for 3. No. D'Anthony Melton with another rebound for him. And the Sixers will get the ball. 1:42 left to go. Harden gets a screen from Melton. Inside of the wing. Now out to the foul line. Gets the ball deflected. D'Anthony Melton gets the ball back. Melton outside to Tobias Harris for 3 again. Yes! And a foul. Oh, man. Tobias Harris coming up huge for the Sixers. That was from the far corner, and Scotty Barnes hit him right on the foot. And he'll go to the line for another foul shot. 1:29 to go. Timeout called by Nick Nurse and the Toronto Raptors, and the Sixers are up by 6. We'll be right back. Oof, that was crazy. Oh, excuse me. Oh, man. It is what it is, you know? Ugh. Oh, my goodness. Tobias Harris on the night, in case you're just joining me, making a very big three-point shot. He's actually going to go to the line for a 4-point play. Harris has 24 points. He is 6 for 8 from three-point range. They're actually reviewing to see if there is a foul. I believe that Toronto did challenge it. I can double check that before I do confirm. The Raptors did use a coach's challenge. And I don't necessarily think that Tobias was fouled on this play, because the contact came right after the shot was up, and he just leaned into that. Anunoby hit him, hit the right foot with the head. Let's see if what the call is right here. So they are going to be, excuse me, there isn't going to be a 4-point play. They do call it a non, the foul is off the board, so it is not a foul. And now the Sixers are up by 6, so they can't go up by 3 possessions here. And it'll be 1:31 left. They're going to add a couple of seconds to the shot clock, it looks like. And they actually are going to take the three-pointer off. What? That's a little bit odd. Let's see what happens here. Tobias Harris goes up with that three-point shot. He made a huge 3 right there, but they're going to overturn the call. They're going to say it was not a 4-point play and that the Raptors get to keep the ball, and it's now a 3-point lead. So the 3 does not count by Tobias Harris. Wow. That's unbelievable. So now the Raptors can tie it here with a 3. Siakam gets the ball past half court. Van Vliet hands it off to Anunoby. Anunoby back to Siakam. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Siakam being guarded by D'Anthony Melton. Back outside to Scotty Barnes. 3 seconds to go. Barnes being guarded by Embiid. Puts up the prayer, no good. And it's going to be rebounded by the Raptors again. But they're going to say that the ball didn't hit the rim. So it's going to be a shot clock violation. 1:07 to go. Sixers, all they have to do is just try to take care of the basketball here. If they could get a bucket here, that would be absolutely huge. Great defense by the Sixers, locking up all doors and cylinders against the Raptors. Harden gets fouled on the play. They're actually going to call it a turnover as he took way too many steps. And Doc Rivers is not happy with that call. Let's see. They might call it an illegal screen that's on D'Anthony Melton. Is that what they're calling it? D'Anthony Melton, yep, he gets called for the illegal screen. So that's a turnover on him. So the Raptors get the ball back again. Van Vliet hands it off to Barnes. It's like nothing happened. Anunoby now at the top of the key, being guarded by Tobias Harris. Anunoby trying to call up for somebody to come by. Tucker tips it and almost gets stolen away. 3 seconds to go. And Siakam puts up a prayer for 3. No. And Tucker grabs his miss. 32 seconds to go. 20 seconds on the shot clock. So there's 12 seconds separating the shot clock from the game clock. And Harden now gets it past half court. Sixers with one more bucket can go up by 2 possessions here. 9 seconds to go. Harden outside to D'Anthony Melton. 5 seconds to go. Melton takes it up to the rack himself, and it's no good. Gets the ball deflected, though, off of the rebound by Boucher, and it's going to go out of bounds. So an interesting sequence of events. Let's see if Melton last touched the ball after that rebound. It looks like that they are going to review it. The Sixers are actually going to call a challenge here. And if the call gets overturned, they will get the ball back. So less than 12 seconds to go here in the first overtime, and the Sixers are up by 3. So we're back now. The refs are still looking at this call. It's a little bit tough to see if it was last touched by Melton. And there's no signal for a call just yet. They do add 0.3 seconds left, though, to the game clock. And I believe that that means that there has been a call. Of course, I can't get any sort of signal. So the call stands, and the Raptors are going to get the ball with 12.2 seconds left. So the Sixers do lose a timeout. And now the Raptors are going to call a timeout as they will get to advance the ball here. All the Sixers have to do is not foul and guard the perimeter, and they should be in pretty good shape to try to win this game. I'll be right back once again. Back out of this timeout. Well, Joel Embiid and Pascal Siakam have been tearing it up tonight against each other. 38 for Pascal, 28 for Joel. And it's been a back and forth game between both of these teams. 12 seconds to go. The Raptors do get to advance it, and they're going to inbound it. And it'll be given up to Pascal Siakam. 10 seconds to go. And there's a foul on the floor by Joel Embiid. A smart play by Joel, because now, since they are over the foul limit, I believe that they are. Regardless, it's a great play, because if they're not over the foul limit, then they get to inbound it again, which is what's going to happen. But now you expect that they are going to foul once again with 8 seconds to go. Siakam, let's see what he does here. He puts up a 3-pointer. No good. Rebounded by Harden, and that'll do it. That'll do it. The Sixers hang on, and they win in overtime, as the Raptors are now on a 6-game losing streak. And it has been a very tough stretch for the Toronto Raptors, but the Sixers, they take care of business and they go on what is now a 4-game winning streak. Great defense at the end by the Sixers. DeAnthony Melton contesting that shot by Siakam, not the best play. And they will go back into the locker room, and the Sixers will celebrate the victory tonight that they displayed. 21 points for Tobias Harris. Unfortunately, that other three-pointer did not count, but he was 5 for 7 from 3. He was 7 of 9 from the field, and he did a really tremendous job tonight. He is the player of the game. Could have gone back and forth with Embiid, and you could have made the argument that maybe James Harden deserved it, but Tobias Harris was absolutely sensational, especially in that second half. He played very, very well. And Embiid with 28 points, 11 rebounds, a double-double for him. James Harden, 14 points, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds for him as well. Now wrap things up here. I'm Jason Joseph. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button as well if you want to also listen to me do more play-by-play content for the Patriots, the Sixers, and the Philadelphia Phillies. I appreciate all the love and the support, and I will see you all on the next one.